We got no breaks here. We're about to roll right on through into this next series. We have UTK, the Vols, going up against Indiana. Is this the Hoosiers? Yeah, the Hoosiers, however you say it.
Hoosiers,
yeah, that's right. Okay, Hoosiers. Legendary basketball team. That's all I know. Legendary basketball team.
Legendary basketball team. Yeah, I'm very excited. I know Indiana has had some roster shakeup. I don't want to say I know because I just said that as a question. I think they have, or at least it's going to be a new roster to me. It's been a while since I caught Indiana Rocket League, I will say, but they're a great team, phenomenal team. I remember their run back in season 5.
I was just about to say season 5 run, bro.
Where they made a top 8, top 4. I think it was top 4, right? Yeah. But yeah, either way, they made a really deep run in the national bracket. Tennessee, they've had some ups and downs. They went from Joe Bro, Taibu, and Crisp, then Shaka, which was one of the best teams in the country, won a series against Northwood. And you remember that?
I was there. I saw it.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if you remember it.
I was absolutely there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Jokes aside, this Tennessee squad is still really good. We saw Kung and Jeezy over on Epic's channel last week, and they looked phenomenal. They looked great. So adding Joe Bro into the mix, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be a phenomenal match. And because we had no break, we're right into the next match. So Taquito, what do you say? We just jump into this game? We got game 1 here, kicked off, ready to go between the Volunteers and the Hoosiers.
Hey man, it is a wild matchup. This one right here too, and of course Boomya, MST, and Pablo. I remember MST with Indiana. I do remember that team, but I don't remember Boomya and Pablo. So those are 2 new players for me. Again, season 5 was so long ago at this point for you and I. But Joe Bro, Jeezy, and Kung, names we are very familiar with when it comes to Tennessee. Tennessee, a team that has been storied here at the CCS. So this is going to be kind of a huge, I call it an upset, if you will, if Indiana take this series, in my opinion, given results. Specifically speaking on results, no favors being played.
I think that's a really that's a good take to have, especially with, oh my goodness, Joe Bro, man.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how good Prime Joe Bro was. I just got to put that out there. Joe Bro has been such a threat in any collegiate that he's ever played. So to see him back here, I'm really glad to see him back competing. Also from the chat, Devo did say that Pablo and MST are back from the last season that we saw with their top 8 run. So they are returning faces, and Boomya is the incoming player here for the Hoosiers. So I'm excited to get my first look at them and see what this Hoosier squad is going to bring. But this is going to be a tough test with UTK. Again, Joe Bro said that they put up the sticks. They've never put them down, I don't believe, but they have kind of taken a step back competitively for this UTK roster. Kung and Jeezy have been on a grind. 2 really great players, and when we kind of mentioned it during the last series, this is a content team, if ever. Not content for the sake that they're going to be, throwing games or anything, but these are 3 great personalities to have over on the other side. So this is going to be a great lobby. We'll see if there's some chirps later, if this is a really competitive series against the Hoosiers, because I have a feeling they're going to be able to take it to this UTK squad, especially with Boomya getting their introductory CCS goal there to kick this thing off and cut the lead back down to 1.
Hey, first CCS in season 7 scored by the incoming player. Gotta love it. Boomya putting one up for the Hoosiers. MST in the mid here, linking up. Joe Bro, Kung. Oh, no flick on that play. Will not find the Bulls a 3rd goal. But you did talk about it. Jeezy and Kung, for everybody who doesn't know, was on the B team for Tennessee back in the day. So players who are also still incredibly good with a nice program as well. I say program as a club team, but you know what I'm trying to get at. It just, they have been around for a while, and I'm happy to see them back. Again, like with what you said, I am very interested in the 2 returning players picking up a new guy on the side of Indiana and how they play. Maybe some new talent will light a fire underneath the team. They're only down by 1. First 2 minutes clear to gameplay. So clearly they got something to say here on the pitch.
Yeah, and I mean, this UTK roster as well, throughout the summer, weren't playing with Joe Bro, but they still had some decent results. They didn't make it that great of a run in the SEC conference playoff bracket, and they did lose in round 1 of the national bracket. But you're coming in, you're kind of bolstering that roster with a player like Joe Bro, who again, even if the hours are not there, Joe Bro is such a talented player that they're going to bring high level competition. Pablo, that's a big time miss off the back end here for UTK, and it is capitalized on big time double commit. You bump your own teammate Joe Bro on low boost and just gotta knock it in. Pablo does just that, puts it right over the top of Joe Bro and forces that one through. Just before half, we're right back to an equal game, 0-0.
Oh, it was top 4. Okay, so you were right. It was a top 4. My bad. I thought it was top 8. You were right the first time when you said top 4. Just looked at that from Nation. Shout out Nation, the guy who would definitely know everything about CCS, not us. We just yap in a booth. Boomya almost putting a third in there for the Hoosiers. Low boost totals on the side of the Vols. They're trying to get out of their own half. Pablo to try to stop it in the mid. Leaves it for MST, who gets an interesting touch. Not the best, but has enough for the flip reset, but it ain't enough juice on the hit to put it through. Pablo will have to race this one back, retreating from their own back wall. And this is how they'll play it. A little full field advantage. Nice carry, good challenge. MST to try to keep it up, but Kung lasers this one back, forcing the Hoosiers back into their own half. This is going to be a nice play, or at least an attempted defense here for Indiana, as they've got to stop the Volunteers from approaching.
Joe Bro going to try to dish it mid. Jeezy a little bit slow on the rotate, but Kung will find a nice pop here for a ceiling touch. We'll find it back off Pablo's touch and almost slots it between two. Was Jeezy, but Pablo pulls out the save from their back pocket. Joe Bro up early, put into the sidewall. MST to receive, straight up, will be read by Jeezy. Backboard touch, a little bit of a team pinch there, trying to find chemistry, the pinch down the field. MST gonna launch that one. Pablo to take over, just gonna find some green grass. Misflip from Kung. Jeezy able to set their teammate up nicely off the misplay. But Boomya low boost, able to bang that one downfield. MST putting a shot threatening Jeezy backwards, but able to use their backboard to find the clear off that one. Under a minute to go. Shot ripped, denied by the defense of UTK. Kung credited with the save. Can't find the second though. Pablo off the rebound will find that one through. That's now 3 straight. Opening minute was 2-0 for UTK. Since then held scoreless, and Indiana fought their way to a lead.
It was a great shot from Pablo. It's been all 3 really good shots from Indiana. I mean, obviously, Tennessee opened up with some good shots of their own, but these answers back from the Hoosiers have been absolutely excellent. MST and Pablo trying to prove, just like Joe Bro, that don't matter the amount of time they've been there, they still got it on the sticks. And Joe Bro, speaking of, going to the moon, bumped off the back wall over there. MST said, sayonara, partner. I'm going to let the new kid take the lead.
This has been an impressive, I won't say turnaround, because it was, I believe, opening minute, maybe opening minute 10 for UTK to establish that 2-goal lead. But since then, holding this team to nothing, just a bunch of donuts on the scoreboard, it's been very impressive to see out of Indiana. And I mean, this is a team that 2 seasons ago, back in spring, I mean, we gotta grant these teams some grace when we talk about 2 seasons ago, because that was really the last semester. We had that this summer for season 6. But going back to season 5, this Indiana team, you're going from a duo that plays top 4 in one of the most competitive playoff brackets we saw in a really long time, to now adding new talent and finding a replacement third and looking to go even higher than top 4. So this is going to be a tough squad to beat. UTK, and they have the talent behind them. But with a roster construction like this, having kind of some of the roster issues that we've heard behind the scenes, can you find enough cohesion to get you through a team like Indiana?
They absolutely can, in my opinion. Obviously, it's some kinks they got to work out. The talent on the roster is a little lopsided. We can call it what it is. Joe Bro is playing a lot better than the teammates. But I think that's Jeezy and Kung trying to slot back into his pace of play. Indiana, though, Boomya has had 0 problems at all this game. Looking absolutely phenomenal in there with Pablo and MST. The Hoosiers make a statement out of game 1.
And when you see a player like Boomya, you see the score line 2 2 for 7, you think to yourself, oh, that's abysmal shooting percentage. But you got to think in Rocket League terms, shooting close to 33%, 2 for 7, only one more shot from that 33% shooting efficiency. That's elite. And you're also putting up 7 shots of pressure. That's phenomenal against a team like UTK, who can play phenomenal defense, great defense, and be able to rotate through. But again, yeah, I think that it is Hung and Jeezy needs to warm up to this pace of lobby. We saw it in their Night Lights debut a few weeks ago over on Epic channel. If you guys are tapped into that, they were playing lights out defense in the latter half of that series. They had to really fight it and really fight through to get that win. But when Jeezy and Kung are online, this is a different team. They have the mechanical skill, they have the talent behind the sticks to get it done. It's can they find it early enough in a series, and in a best of 5 you get that one game of warm-up and you have to lock back in. So we get to see here in game 2 if they're able to do just that. But Indiana look hot from the jump. They just need to continue that momentum forward, and this might be an easy series for them to open up their non-conference.
Non-conference play is just a fun way to kind of look and see how you are matched up in the season. I mean, obviously good teams across every single area. Good play from Joe Bro there off the back wall. Read well. Good shot there from Kung. Descended up the pitch. We have an opportunity. It's a low pass. Well, I say low pass, not a good pass, but Joe Bro tries to play it well. Boomya and MST trying to work through the mid. And Jeezy, a little bit of a fake there. Pablo to take it away. Opportunity for Joe Bro. Joe Bro is up, tries to put it down. Kung with cleanup, but it's a little high. Jeezy's late to the play, but another one almost slots it through. And the Bulls, multiple opportunities here to try to put it in, but they cannot find the goal.
And Indiana was stacking that back line with 2, making sure that they were covering as much of the net as possible. And a great attack by UTK, but better defense coming out by the Hoosiers. You need to just continue on that pressure and find something to crack through. We've seen teams even at the top end, even teams like Akron Gold, if they face enough pressure, it breaks through, you get a goal. So just need to stay on that, need to keep that mentality, or you just find a free one scored in by Joe Bro. Talk about the great defense coming out from Indiana, and just a lapse in touches and judgment. Pablo pushed way too far out. Boomya wanted that boost, couldn't get it from the awkward positioning outside of box, and Joe Bro gets the slightest of touch, enough of a curve on that arc, and able to find it through. UTK up by 1 here after the first opening 2 minutes.
This is that was not what I expected. I'll be honest with you. That was, it just floated right on in. You know what I mean? Like it was just a great shot, and I can't take that away from Joe Bro at all. It was also, it's been great defense here from the Hoosiers, and there it is, bar down. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, all that work right there for them to not get credited. If it goes bar down and out, that one is just gonna sting. But Indiana tie it up. We're closing it on halftime.
And who is it but the new guy, Boomya, getting it done. They make the contact with the 50-50 off the backboard. They drop it down in front of a teammate. And again, it goes back to kind of what I was talking about with the ODU series, is you have a lot of faith in your teammates, but Indiana has been selectively choosing where that faith is from. Oh my goodness, Joe Bro almost lined up the most diabolical angle I've ever seen. Couldn't quite triangulate it on that double tap, but almost got it to go through. Great pressure shot coming out from Joe Bro. But it's the trust in your teammates and being able to be selective with it. Jumping again, what are we doing? What is this lapse? You're trusting that again, this is the selective trust. That time you selectively trusted your teammate too much. Boomya just stuck in center of net, thought MST was gonna get the 50, and they didn't. You got to be able to back up your teammate in that, at least be facing the play. You're stuck dead center, headlights forward in the center of net, and you gave UTK the lead right back.
I don't think it was a bad 50. I think it was either MST or Pablo, whoever was challenging. They flipped the wrong direction. And so they just missed it completely, because it looked like Joe Bro muscled their way through, but it was just a missed flip. That's a great shot from Kung right on top of the head. And UTK, guys, sure, we talk about them a lot, and I really want to say that Indiana has been playing phenomenally through game 1. This is what the Vols do. On their A team, on their B team, it doesn't matter. When they heat up, the goals just start rolling in. I don't know if it's a UTK specific thing. I don't know if they just get hot and start feeling it. I'm really not sure. But this is just very typical for these guys. Once the floodgates open, it just doesn't stop.
As Big Wade would say, it's the passion.
It's the passion.
Passion. When UTK, again, it's win. Oh my goodness. Hung back-to-back great 50s. Could not lead to a scoring opportunity, though. But again, it's Jeezy and Kung when they warm up to a lobby, when they get to feel good at their pace, when their touches are landing, they're not trying to play, patient defense. They're pre-jumping shots. They're able to win 50s. That is when this UTK roster can get activated. And yeah, sure, Joe Bro is the highest touted player on that team. They've had the best results in collegiate. They've had the best results in CCS comparatively to Kung and Jeezy, but it really is up to that duo. Joe Bro can do all the heavy lifting he wants to, but it's only if they are active will they be a successful team. And now under a minute to go, they're looking like this is going to go to a game 3 with a knotted up series as we see a magnificent comeback here by Indiana. A long clear might get things started, but Joe Bro up early, able to intercept, has enough boost to go back and put a shot on target, and need to play time and pressure here if you're UTK heading into game 3, splitting the opening 2.
I would say this, Boomia has been playing incredible defense through this last minute
Lights
so
out.
far. Absolutely just in the right spot every time. That's a tough play. That is a tough play. You were the last member back. You had to challenge in the corner there. Indiana got caught out. Little full send. Pablo tried to take the ball from Kung, and I get it. It's just you got to send everything you can and the kitchen sink at defense. But some kickoff strats here. 27 seconds left. Could find yourselves a goal, but not like that. Kung to take this one away. Needs to just float it through. Goes for the air dribble bump. Will not find it. GC is going to try to clean this one up. Tries to get a triple tap. Could have tried to get back to it. Didn't do so well. MST lines this one up. Boomia. Patience here. Maybe a consolation goal for the road. No. That one will be saved away. Cleared all the way down. Jeezy is up. No touch. MST. Maybe they play this from 0. No, they're going to let it drop. We're going to go into game number 3. Like you said, you split the results at 1-1.
I have a feeling that we're going to see game 5 here.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the way Indiana opened up this series. Dude.
Yeah, there's no way that UTK can win the next 2 straight. I mean, unless Indiana puts the controllers down. But with the way that Indiana has been playing, even throughout that game, again, it took 2 full minutes of play before UTK found that first goal. And then it was just kind of, unfortunate defensive positioning. You took a bad 50 in the corner. It is what it is. You let 2 more goals in. But if Indiana gets back to game 1 form, if they get back to scoring bar down, skis off, kickoff, we got Kung asking for a pause. We got a pause call.
Yeah, Nation, you can't? It will. Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Well, okay, well, everyone just needs to, they just need to stop. Yeah, like.
Yeah, we might need to just.
He called for it literally on kickoff, so, like.
Interesting.
I will say.
Okay, we're just going to restart.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I wonder why it's not working. That is weird. Normally we should have, because of the update, we should have admin verbs, no?
Cash Cup.
Oh, that's right. The Cash Cup is this weekend. Oh, son of a gun. Or it's happening right now. Yeah, my bad. They paused it.
Well,
good call.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's right. The Cash Cup is
I totally forgot that there was even events right now.
Yeah, no, we're just expecting Worlds in, like, what, 2 weeks? 1 week?
Next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stings. I completely forgot about that.
But hey, at least we're getting a lobby reset. It did happen, on kickoff, basically. But yeah, man. I mean, on kickoff, it happened at 4:58 because it takes you 2 seconds to type out pause and then spam it in chat. So it happened on kickoff. We're gonna go ahead and reset. Okay, cool. Started rubber banding left and right. So
oh, it stinks.
We'll go ahead and restart.
Yeah.
But yeah. To our original point, to get this derailed train back on the tracks, we're gonna see game 5. Whether it's UTK finding a way to make it go to game 5 or Indiana just turning it back up and seeing more of a performance like we did in game 1. We're gonna see game 5. I think we're gonna see Champions Field again, and we're gonna see back to back. We're gonna get 10 straight games of Sam Keto, baby.
Listen, brother, I don't know if the CCS can handle that. I'll be honest with you. But we got game 3 starting off. Jeezy was looking for that little cherry pick goal off the side there. I know you saw that. Kung opportunity there is going to be denied by Pablo. So Jeezy with a little bit of boost in a dream is going to try to cut this off in the mid. Boomya with nothing in the tank. Maybe that's a glitch. I'm not sure. But it's Indiana quick to defense early on. Pablo with a laser of a shot in the corner. Tries to line up the follow through. Unfortunate. The Hoosiers miss an early offensive attack here in game 3.
They're going to keep the pressure going, and Indiana, something that was lacking from that game 2 was their ability to put pressure on. We were seeing great clears out and great defensive transitions down the pitch for UTK. As I'm a big mistouch from Joe Bro. Jeezy will clean up the play with a nice flick. Boomya, great save, but the pressure plays need to come through for Indiana in this game 3 if they want to send this one further down the line and go back up by 1 and again go back to trading blows like we saw from our previous series and kind of keep that same vibe, get back into the rhythm of just going goal for goal and finding leads when you can. It's not a necessary, hey, you have to go up by 4 to beat this UTK squad. And while it would be nice, you can just kind of go up by 1, go up by 2, and figure out a way to play great defense, because that has been the redeeming piece of this Indiana team has been their defensive prowess. Again, the 3 goals, one was an absolute snipe, the other 2 were just unfortunate positionings on 50s that led to easy goals and a missed flip. So if you can clean up those little mistakes, your defense is going to be an absolute stonewall against UTK offensively and be able to win this one out as a close game.
Big demo right there for Boomya and Jeezy. They get the man advantage for a moment, couldn't grab the possession. But you talk about the things that Indiana's been really good at. I mean, obviously Boomya on the back line is something I'm definitely paying attention to. Another thing I want to point out too, we didn't get to see it very much in that game 2 there, but in game 1, Pablo's 50s were incredible when they were setting up plays for the teammates, and MST was able to finish. So these 2 returning members locking in with that third who's playing a really strong back line defense for him. I see the vision, and I'm definitely about to keep my eyes on Indiana for the rest of the season if this is how they're opening up non-conference play.
Absolutely, and again, against a team like UTK, again, this is a team that was top 16 in the nation. They made it to the bracket play for the national championship for season 6, and this is a top team. Indiana is a great team. They both play a really tough conferences in the Big Ten and the SEC respectively. They're going to be able to fight it out with these, upper echelon teams like UTK. And they got to show that they're locked in from the start. Again, you're going to have all of conference play. You're going to have another non-conference game behind. And we got another Rule 1 perfect cut. Thank you, Director Cam, for going ahead and showing us the perfect cut to the Rule 1. But yeah, both these teams are going to just have to play hard-nosed Rocket League. Oh, that's just an absolute snipe. Again, Indiana's defense is so good, but they let in 1 or 2 goals where it's just, that's a beam. And it's Boomya too. Boomya thought that they had it lined up, but the shot too quick and the angle too narrow. UTK find the lead here very deep into game 3.
It's crazy too that was the only place Kung could shoot that. You know what I mean? Like right close post. That was the only opportunity Kung had. Shot on target. Pablo save. But it was just like you said, an errant mistake there from Boomya. They thought they had it lined up, gone by the wayside. We get the chance to move forward here. Less than 90 seconds on the clock for Indiana to at least try to tie it up. I do believe that they have it in them. They need a solid possession play here. Boomya tries to start the challenge. MST really awkward. Pablo, nice stretch. We'll see that ball out, but it's only as far as Jeezy. Jeezy has Kung, but Kung can't activate. Jobro now back to the mid. Pablo, good catch. MST is off the opposing back wall, but they can't find the pass. That, again, would have been crazy if we'd have seen an Aura play like that.
That would have been an absolute fire starter here for their offense. MST, back-to-back good 50s. Jeezy will be on the rotate back. Kung just follow up their own touch off that side wall. MST going to scoop up some boost. Kung off the ceiling. Great challenge. And you talk about Indiana's 50-50s from that game 1 where Pablo just looked locked in. I will give a little bit of credit here to UTK. I think that was mainly due to the fact that Kung and Jeezy, they were late to a lot of their challenges, late to a lot of their 50s. And it just became too easy for Indiana to win those in game one, but game two, saw a lot of the 50-50s either be absolute just stalemates or one out by the early jumps of UTK. So they're, again, looking right back into form. They look like they've been warmed up to the lobby, and one goal looks like it may be all they need to go ahead and take the 2-1 lead here. Winning two straight is going to be a big-time dunk. Just need to ground it, but MST will keep it alive. Pablo, the only one in vicinity. Joe Bro finds the bump and the dunk. UTK find a game back, and they find their way back to 2-1.
That was, I thought Indiana was cooking something right there. I was ready to see it happen. I thought that they were going to have one final stretch in the final 30 seconds there. Unfortunately, not enough good possession play from them to be able to see it around. But game four, like you said, you don't think UTK can win two in a row. And unfortunately, I do have to agree with you there. I don't think that they're going to be able to get another game here against Indiana. Indiana, they're slowly starting to figure it out. The only pieces that they got to put together are those team plays and offense. Their defense, albeit gave up a goal, it is what it is in that game three. They're gonna find it when they need to on transition, and we got to see if this team can become a counterattack team or at least a transition from their own back wall team. That will really define whether or not they're able to get past UTK. But Joe Bro does not care. You need to step up to his level, because that's what he said. One goal to the Bulls.
Paulo just creeps out of net. I don't get the play, the logic. Maybe they were thinking that Bumia was gonna rotate back around, but they did turn up field as well. But this one might be one off the kickoff. No, it will be saved away by Kung. MST follow-up shot will be on target, but Nobro gets credit with the save. It was a two-man effort with them and Jeezy to get that one away. But again, Indiana opening 2 minutes of last game, the pressure was there. The transition plays off of defense were there. And then you let in just an absolute slot. Again, Bumia was in position, but it was not the best position to make a save on that goal. But here, again, back to trading blows, going bar for bar here in the opening minute. And Indiana find their first goal in, I feel like forever. It's taken Indiana a long time to get to this moment where they're getting offense going again, and hopefully they can now build on this momentum.
Like I said, you got to find out if you're a counterattack team or if you're a team that plays in transition. Bumia trying to prove that the Hoosiers are a transition team. They can play from their back line moving forward. Bumia again trying to clear that back line. Jeezy off the back wall. MST and Kung hanging out, high-fiving one another over there on the side. Pablo has to play this off their own backboard. This is going to be a nice touch from Kung. Jobro there in time, but not lined up. MST has a bit of an open net to shoot on. Just needs to beat Jobro, but underneath it gets a great touch to the ceiling. UTK narrowly defend that one away.
Gonna be a nice clear downfield as well here for Indiana, but Jobro stays patient, waits for the second touch, feeds it downfield to Kung. Out of the corner, can't find the second touch, but Jobro finds a shot. Bumia already up, waiting for that jump. Great anticipation on the back line from Bumia and Indiana. Now trying to get this one downfield. Jobro, again, patient out of the corner, takes their time. Bates and MST wanted the team pinch, but Jeezy just a little bit off on the communication there. Just behind the ball. Pablo now takes over at the midfield. Wanted that scoop to go a little bit more central. Now looking for a dunk. Oh my goodness, Bumia puts one in the back of the net here for Indiana off the backboard. Gets a little techie with it. Grabs that boost just to make sure. Jeezy, see the rubber band on the replay. Maybe a little bit of a server favoritism here to Indiana, but nonetheless, a stellar play coming out for Bumia and a big-time momentum boost here to try to seal out and force Game 5.
Kung tries to get a sneaky one back off kickoff. It will see its way over to Pablo. Pablo, no boost in the tank, so Bumia will have to try to play. It's a good long pass, but no one there in time. Jeezy's going to grab that 100 can for at least a little bit of play time on the ball. No, it's a big 50 from Bumia. Big demo as well. The net is a little open for a second, but unfortunately not lined up is Indiana. They're going to have to try to play this one away from their own net. Keep it in the orange is exactly what they're doing here. Hoosiers get a nice demo as well. Man advantage out of the corner, but Jobro, nothing in the tank, throws their car at the ball, is able to clear to the maroon side of everything here, and they get a chance to reset and regain, and it's just the Hoosiers marching down the pitch.
Big time pressure there coming out from Bumia. Going to lead to a nice 50 by Pablo. Nice shot to the backboard. Pablo able to intercept it past Jobro and then take away possession, but Jobro still sticks with the play. Will follow it all the way through. Kung, soft first touch, playing it back down, looking for Jobro, but they have no boost to catch back up. Jeezy will keep this one contained in Hoosier territory. Pablo now takes to the skies. For a flip reset, takes it underneath. Rebound man has to be there. Boomia is, but Jobro, another great anticipation save coming out here for UTK. Easy downfield, trying to find a cherry pick play, but just off target on that backflip redirect. MST downfield, trying to push the tempo here for Indiana. Pancake 50 by Jeezy, just lands right on top of it. Now it's Kung downfield to Jobro, intercepted by Pablo. Has MST out of the corner. Soft touch will leak its way out into UTK territory for the time being, but right back into the hands of Pablo. Soft touch again. MST trying to follow. 50 straight down. Boomia, smart player, decides to just stick their head back towards their goal and then challenge Jobro, give their teammates an opportunity to rotate back and top up the boost. Easy grabs that 100 can, but can't grab possession off that sidewall. Kung underneath. 51 out by MST. Jobro just rinse and repeat through this corner, looking to get it to a teammate. Under a minute to go now. Hoosiers were putting on the pressure, but UTK dealt with it beautifully.
Easy up so quick. Kung has the redirect, not on target, but it's still a great play. Great attempt. I like the defense trying to block at the net, even through traffic, getting bumped as well. Nice boost steal from Jeezy to take away utensils from the other team. Send this one up. Now we're flying high. That's just a little too far. I like the stretch. Kung packing up on this one. MST quick to the challenge. Says absolutely not. No setup plays here for you. Jobro trying to challenge quickly as well. Grabs boost on spawn. Attempt here for the Vols. Is going to try one more time selfishly off the ceiling. Jobro through one. Can't find it. Boomia. A clear to Jeezy. Jeezy now. A chance off the ceiling. Kung can go. Gets two touches off the back wall. Great block from MST. But the bump of the net. Jobro. People work together in UTK. Cause calamity at the goal line to force that one through against the Hoosiers to tie the game.
Jobro puts pressure on Boomia and is able to win out the dunk. Stellar play from UTK. 4 seconds still on the clock. This could be dangerous off the kickoff. It will just roll up the sidewall. Tuxer pinch will be denied. And we see golden goal here for UTK to try and seal this one before we hit Champions Field. Do the Hoosiers have it in them? It has been radio silence on offense for them to finish out this game. And UTK, their defense has looked downright unstoppable. Do they have it in them? Big time bump attempt. MST has to go early. Jeezy, not enough boost. And Pablo will find a little bit of a clear and reprieve here from that UTK pressure to open up kickoff. But this one going to go high. Jobro on the read, can't find it. Kung not in a good position, but the bump attempt is good. Clear downfield by Pablo, though. Again, and breathe a little bit of relief here into the side of Indiana.
They played great defense there on that opener. Jobro looking for the sidewall double. MST trying to follow this one through. Good bump on Jeezy. Jeezy, though, plays with it well. Kung, opportunity, tries to sneak it through Pablo. MST is up as well. Hoosiers running on empty here. They do need to play as close to the chest as possible. These clears are exactly what they're going to need to at least collect a couple of pads. They get down into the Bulls half. Pablo up, off the ceiling. Chance to go again. Goes for the bump. Couldn't get Kung. MST to the mid. Jobro demos. Gonna be a clear down. Oh, and Kung again on the redirect. Look, you got one. I don't know if you can get another, brother.
Easy gonna put a soft shot on target. MST. First touch gets a little bit away from him, but they will corral and find a 50 down the pitch. No one going for Indiana. Playing very reserved right now. And a little bit skittish even. They don't want to try to commit up. They're just trying to send one man upfield and hope for the best. Pablo looking for a bump. Kung has to go early. Will feed it right into the hands of MST. Now looking to go mid. Boomia is there, able to fight through another 50. MST on the rotate back. Pablo now gets their hand into the mix. Cut past one. Pop past Jobro looking for the bump, but Jobro, great save. Jeezy is up to block the follow-up from MST. They do get that one to go. Kung grabs the boost and now has a laying downfield. Has a pre-jumping Boomia to deal with. But he's that one right into the hands of Jobro. Jobro, no boost. Chain dashing their way around, trying to find something mid for a teammate. Jeezy goes back to Kung. MST able to find one, not the second. Boomia, another great 50 at the midfield from Indiana to try to keep this one alive here in OT, fighting for that game 5. Jeezy Sidewall goes high. Kung is up. Jobro half flip their way out, rotate back on defense. UTK feel firmly in the driver's seat right now, playing comfortably in the rotations. Fluid getting back on defense and trying to just put as much pressure, trying to crack through Indiana the best that they can.
Big name of the game right now is going to be Kling and Chase, and of course both teams are doing exactly that. They don't get a chance to play with a lot of possession. Double demos right there. Pablo has a chance to shoot on target, and the man in disadvantage on both sides leaves a 2v2 and a wide open net. Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. It has been 10 straight games of Samketo, baby.
This is what you love to see. You got the 12 good days of Christmas. Now you got the 10 games of Samketo.
What about the 9 days of Hanukkah or whatever?
It's 8, but thanks for trying.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't ask me about holidays and different religions. Don't ask you about geography. We both got something we don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Samketo about as consistent as Jet 2 holiday.
Man. I feel like I cursed it, but also mainly just called it. UTK always finds a way to go into game 5, right?
Brother,
like, this is just classic UTK, and this is going to be another 1-1 overtime, or a 2-2 overtime. This is going to go to Champions Field OT. Cleveland State is going to absolutely hate us for how behind we are, because their game was supposed to start 15 minutes ago. But who cares? We got the Vols taking on the Hoosiers in game 5, Champions Field, back-to-back for us here on broadcast. And Indiana with the young gun take it to the OGs of UTK and seal this one out, claim their first non-conference win, and head into conference play with some momentum. We got kickoff here for game 5, Taquito. I'm hyped.
Too, brother. This has been a great series all around. Indiana absolutely proven. Two old heads with a new kid, and they're still rocking it as best they can. Just kind of, I'd almost say just kind of like UTK, but Jobro dusting off the sticks to knock this one through, and Boomia is going to go ahead and challenge from their own half and tell the Vols that the Hoosiers are here to play.
There's a back wall beat against Jeezy, Jobro, and Kung. Jobro with no boost pushed up, but did not think to even rotate back or rotate through a few boost pads and try to play from outside their own box. They're both up, trying to put pressure on early, but instead it's a clean beat off the back wall for Indiana and a long shot in. I'm going to be trying to play underneath the defense in MST, but they will find the touch back out. Kung, nice turn and pop to our back for Indiana. It's 2v1. They win that one out. Another big time 50 at the midfield will land its way into the vicinity of Boomia, but harsh bounce out of that corner. Going to get away from them. Pablo downfield. Might be able to guide this one in. Look good to go from Boomia, but Pablo kisses it goodnight. Puts in the second here in the opening minutes for Indiana. And what a turnaround here. To go from fighting back against UTK in game 4, having to clutch it out in a tough playing and chase defensive heavy overtime, and now coming out and putting it on display with their offense. Went up 2-0 against the Volunteers. Here's the Vols can respond here off the kickoff. They might be able to find a little bit of pressure, but slow to rotate in is Kung. Ja is going to go to the wayward, and it's now Jobro in a 2v2 to try to keep this offense alive here for UTK.
I like Jeezy jumping on that one. Couldn't get the play. Kung to the back wall, feeds right there to Boomia, but they leave it for Pablo. Pablo off the side, looking for one more. Just needs to put the finishing touch on it. MST to help, but Kung with an excellent save. Jobro now solo play from the ground off the back wall. Jeezy needs to put the good night touch there. Kung cannot finish the play. Back around we go. Jobro puts a laser on directly at Pablo, who saves that one away as well. And yet again, the Hoosiers get a chance to put on their defensive prowess in the face of the Vols offensive. They've done well to deal with it.
Nice clang out. Jobro not able to find the touch. Leaves it up to Jeezy down below. Boomia, they're right back into the hands of Jobro. Heavy-handed clear, but might be able to follow it up. Demo at the midfield leaves Kung last man up here for the time being, but Jeezy able to grab that boost and get into good defensive positioning. Would have followed up with a 50 as well, straight down into this UTK half. Kung able to save a little bit of that boost, feed it down to Jobro. Jobro can't collect, lining up the double, puts it right back into the backboard. Jeezy not able to find the follow through. Indiana stand tall on that back line once more, but UTK able to top up the boost and put a shot from Kung off the side wall. UTK just before halftime, cutting into that lead.
And I like the attempt from Boomia. Boomia just did not have the momentum to go for the ball. It doesn't matter if they fast aerialed or not. There's no way they're going to get there. Great shot from Kung. Great awareness. Game 5. You called the 2-2, and your mark is looking very good so far. Granted, the Bulls score another one. We've crossed halftime, though, Somber, and they've got to do something quick. Jobro, light touch to the ground, playing the dribble game with it. Going to go for the dunk. Doesn't find into the corner. Going to be the Hoosiers playing this full field advantage. MST has Boomia to the left. Tries to dish it off. Doesn't have the flip reset in time. Kung at least trying to interrupt Pablo, and look who it is. It's Jobro yet again over the top of the defense, and now your scoreline has come to life.
I think I leaked the script too much. I don't think Nation's going to have me back on broadcast. Again, it was the player to win OT, then scores the first goal of the next game, and then now it's the 2-2 going into OT. I'm hoping for these guys they go off script and we don't see OT here, or at least it's a 3-3 OT, and then I'm not leaking the script too much, but we'll see if Somber's invited back to the broadcast after tonight with how much of the script reading I'm doing here. But this is, again, it's just classic UTK. UTK, they're able to come back, they're able to force an OT, they're able to play tight games, and every series feels like it's going to go the distance, and it's no discredit to how well they can play. It's just they're not as polished as they once were, but they always find a way to come out the other side. But Indiana, another very great team, mechanically blessed and defensive heavy team that can punish you in series like this, where you get a little bit too comfy in your ability to trade blows with teams, and they'll come out and they'll turn it up late game. And now heading into the final minute or so here in game 5, UTK want to try to end this in regulation because they know the type of opponent they have on the other side. They don't want to see OT. They don't want to trust this one to golden goal. They want to try to seal in OT, but a mistouch from GZ might be a little bit awkward, but we now hit that 60-second warning, and a big clear downfield might lead to something here for UTK.
Awkward touch forces Kung to have to rotate back on that one. They go for it anyways. Jobro still up here, a little bit of boost in the tank. Also a dream. Pass to GZ. GZ a little bit of boost as well. MST save that one away easily. Boomia had to collect to get out. Now playing from the back line. We're about to have that 30-second warning. Still no goal on the scoreboard. Challenge from Kung in the corner. And it's 2 to go here. Boomia and MST double commit to try to save. They get past one, but GZ a chance. Sees Kung to the right. Decides to slow play this one, but they will have to defend well from the corner. Jobro needs to go. Save at the goal line. MST throws one there, but it's just an errant shot to test. Less than 10 seconds we have. And if this actually goes to a 2-2 overtime, I genuinely... You leaked it all. You did. There you go, Somber. The script has been completely leaked.
Yeah, it was my time at CCS was valued, and I love everyone that I met. I've had really great experiences so far, but I'm glad that this is my last game. If this is my last game for CCS, I'll die a happy man.
Commentating his eulogy. What is this?
No, I'm just kidding. This is all for the content, man. This is what we love to see. And again, UTK, again, I say 2-2 OT, and I called that out mainly because that's what we saw in game 4, and it was another comeback attempt from UTK, and that's just what they do. They find ways to come back in these situations. Kung gonna have the shot, but it goes wide. He puts it in the corner. Demo from Jobro leads to a little bit of pressure still being able to be played here, but everyone just getting tangled up. Spaghetti ball in its truest form here for UTK, trying to ice it in OT. Golden goal for both sides, and we see another shot. Boomia this time with the save, and they've been that defensive anchor for Indiana. Kung, nice touch to the back wall. Pablo will be there. He's underneath Jobro. The outlet pass downfield. Jobro, the dangerous man for UTK, trying to get it done solo off the backboard. Might have to fight through a 50. Does just that, but Pablo now able to take possession, and now looking for a play downfield. Can't find the bump on Kung, but Indiana now have their first look at offense here in OT.
Kung with a touch. MST does beat, but it's awkward. GZ does go up to keep the ball at least in the Indiana half. Jobro challenged quickly, but it's to nobody, so the Hoosiers don't have to play too threatening on the clear. I mean, honestly, I'm with Nation. You leaked the script this much. Where are we at? Who's scoring? What's the time? Like, what's going to happen? JK, it's right there.
Jeezy right now, baby. UTK, get it done in UTK fashion. Game 5 OT. Jeezy skies up, puts it behind Boomia, and seals the deal here. My goodness, what a way to cap off this run of our slate here for CCS, kicking off the series with an absolute bang.
I don't know, man. Like, it is amazing. Y'all, like, that is UTK at its finest. Like, truly, no interview, Kung. No interview. We definitely do not have time for that. Oh, no way. But that is UTK at its finest. Like you said, it's cinema from these guys constantly. I'm not going to say another word about UTK, though, because I absolutely want to talk about Indiana. That team, they got top 4 in season 5, and they almost look better than their top 4 performance then. I understand this is non-conference play. I understand that they're not going to ever see UTK in their regular season, but what a lights-out performance, especially from the young gun Boomya.
Yeah, I mean, if this is how you're performing against a team that was in the national championship just a few short weeks ago for summer, this is going to be a great season for Indiana once more in the Big Ten. I'm very much looking forward to their season, but GG's all around. And man, 10 straight games with an OT at the end to boot. This is a great run of Psalm Keto, and it may have been the last if I leaked the script too much. I'm sorry, Nation. But we're going to go ahead and throw this to a very, very brief break to get it swapped over. We're going to have a quick swap of casters, and we have one more for tonight's slate.